SoCal Saber here. Hope you're all doing well. Thanks for stopping by on this cool, windy day in Southern California. Not cold, just cool. Anyway, hi, Jeff. Glad to see you on board. Thank you very much for stopping by. Well, today is the last Sunday of the month. It's our normal where we do a question and answer session at the same time while I'm doing a end of the month report for the channel. So don't worry about interrupting me. If you got a question, put it up there, or something you want to bring up, or put it up there, and I'll stop wherever I'm talking about at the time. Today, I'm going to report on the channel activities for March, April plans, some stuff going on with me. Then towards the end, I'll talk about my favorite sports teams and some of the stuff in my personal life. But anyway, so if you got something, just put it on up there. If it sounds a little bit different today, it's because a week ago I had problems in my vinyl video on a Saturday, and the microphone kept cutting in and out. I thought I had got it corrected. I did some tests, and the Blue Yeti was still doing that. I don't know what's causing that. I thought it was placement and gain, but apparently not. So I'm using a webcam mic today for this one. So if it sounds different, and as of this morning, we have 1,152 subscribers on the channel, and I appreciate every single one of you. And the growth for subs continues to grow on a very slow rate, but the bad report card for the channel is that the views and the watch hours are down tremendously since January. I mean, down a lot. So I don't know what's going on. I'm producing the same type of material, so maybe I said something. I don't know. Who knows? And so before we get started into the report now, don't forget to go down there and hit that like button. And if you're watching and you haven't subscribed so yet, please do so to help the channel grow. All right, in March, counting this video, I got to see where my counting this video, we have 23 videos published. Down a little bit. I don't know if I want to. I like it when it's down a little bit like this, but then I started feeling guilty, but that I'm not putting out 30 of them. I did this end of month report live, talking about 14 we did live, and War Games Projects 1 and Project Part 1 and Part 2 were both live. In PC games, American Truck Simulator, I got one video out of it in the month. Tower Simulator 3, I got 3 of them out there. Been having fun with that one lately. Check it out. I've been getting my butt kicked a little bit. Euro Truck Simulator, only 1, and Out of the Park Baseball, I only did 1. Spinning ones, I've been on stayed on schedule. I did 5 of them. They were all done on Saturdays. Tell your friends about it. If you like music, check out. I talk about the vinyl albums and the music CDs that I listen to during the week. I show the media, talk a little bit about the album, how I liked it, and a little bit of history on it too. So if you find that stuff interesting, check it out. It's on Saturdays. Okay, sports games last month. Did some replay basketball. I did the 4th period of 2 different games. History Maker Baseball, I did 2 games in my Hall of Fame league that I created. Pine Tar Baseball, I did 2 games in the Great Teams tournament. Season Ticket Baseball, we did 1. Red, White, and Blue Racing for first time in years now that I played that one, and that was a 1 race at Atlanta. It's a lot of fun. Probably going to do some more of those. And then Inside the Paint Basketball, I did 1 game with that, and based on some comments while we were doing previous games and that, I did go ahead and buy an electronic scorekeeper so that in the 4th period, the viewers can watch and keep up with the score a lot easier than me having to stop, add it up, and verbally tell it every once in a while. It's right there pretty quickly. Plus, it saves me some time too. So a little investment for both the channel and my help. War Games. The only thing I did on War Games is I am still working on the project that I did part 1 and part 2. Part 3 is in progress, or development, development's in progress. And okay, I didn't do anything with board games this month. I just talked about the vinyl and CDs. I did that. In requests, I had this is where I've always talked about people that request me to do something. You know, this project that I'm doing with the war board games was a subscriber request. But the review, or give a little quick review of all of the war board games that I own and that I've played. And I found 43 of them on my list. So I'm breaking it up. I did 6. I think it was 6 in the first video, or 4 or 6 in the first video, and 8 in the second video. And part 3 may be out this week. I'm working on it. And let's see. So that's one of the requests. Then, well, it wasn't a request, like I said, but somebody had made a comment about a scorekeeper. I went ahead and did that one. Then I was asked to do war games by era, showing the boards and everything. But I've just kind of rolled this one into this review that I'm doing for all of them. So anything you would like me to do, just put it in the remarks section. I will take a look at it. I don't always say yes, but I do sometimes say yes, even if it costs me a little bit of money. Personal gaming activities I did in March, of course, is Superstar Baseball. The 5 of us got to the playoffs. Okay, 3 of my teams have made it into the playoffs. And the playoffs did start this week, but none of my teams was. Minnesota beat Baltimore. And I'll be playing, a couple of my teams will be playing this week. I'll try to give you guys some updates. And what's on the channel, or what's on the table working right now? Well, I have Lords of Baseball on the table. I did this a while when it first came out. The big difference is after when it first came out, it was more or less you were playing against playing the game, and it was a beat your high score. Well, shortly after that came out, they developed a solo method for it. They gave you 3 different players, AI guys you can be playing against, and I am learning that right now, and I'm going to play it, and then I'm going to do a video on it, and it makes it a lot more interesting than just trying to beat your high score, because you're actually trying to beat somebody right now, even though it's an AI. Then they actually gave the 3 different AI names, and they don't have all of the same qualities, and so that makes it a little bit different too. I'm only playing with 1 right now, but you can actually play with 3 at the same time. That'd be a real challenge. That'd be a challenge. So watch for the solo demo of Lords of Baseball this month. Also on learning is Hood Strikes North for Multi-Man Publishing. I've had these for quite a while. I've never got Multi-Man Publishing onto the table. I'm getting close now because I'm learning it. So I got a lot to learn to. I'm using a rule book, and I'm using some learning videos from, I think it's called Patrick's Tactics on YouTube, and he has about 5 videos on Vassal. So I'm also learning Vassal now so that I can play it, by myself without having to put the board up and everything. So once I get comfortable enough, I might show you that one. But right now I'm not comfortable with it. The rules are quite different than what I'm used to, and it's just taken me a while to get a handle on them and build some little player rates for me. So that's what's on the table right now, or working. So what am I looking forward to in April? Your thoughts on these things would be greatly appreciated. The first one is, as you see scrolling across the bottom, I got talking about 15 and the April Q&A scheduled for 4 p.m. And I'm seriously considering changing times. I'll try to keep it on Sunday, but I might have to move the times up because a lot of you know that it's getting a little bit of a congestion around. I've been on this time frame for a year and a half, but it's getting a little congested around now with other creators, and that's cool too. They can get in there, but I was just trying to make it so that people that wanted to watch them and watch me could do it separately. So I might move the time up to 3 o'clock. next month. So let me know what you think about that. 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, same Sundays, second and last. All right, the war game project's going to continue until I finish all 43 of the war games of developing the slideshows. Unboxings will continue if I have any that come in, or if I break out a new one that hasn't been unboxed yet, I'll put it out there. PC games are going to continue, the same ones: American Truck Simulator, Euro Truck Simulator, Tower Simulator 3, Out of the Park Baseball 25. But on that one there, I only record every 10th game. So the one that I did this month was a game, or last week I think, or this week was game 100. So when I get to game 110, I'll record that one. I'm doing the 1984 Detroit Tiger season on that one. And then of course the Saturday weeklies on the music will continue on about the albums and CDs that I watch, or that I listen to during the week. Okay, now we're going to have some more sports games out there. I'm going to have. We can look forward to some more bang shot basketball, some payoff pitch baseball, some fall classic baseball. That's the fall classic one is the 1956 Yankee replay that I've been doing for the last couple seasons, seeing if Mickey Mantle can recreate and get the Triple Crown like he did in real life. Apple baseball, that's the 1961 season that I have been playing. On both Fall Classic and Apple Baseball, I use the actual cards and dice from those games, but I also use the PC replay games, the computerized thing, on the screen at the same time, where I enter the results of the dice and that, and it keeps score of all, and keeps all the stats for me, which is pretty cool. And that, so check that out when you see it. Apple should be coming out this week probably. Then we're going to do some Inside the Crease hockey. And I'm still wanting to do a History Maker golf tournament. That takes a long time, but I've got it on the list. If I put it on the list, I'll be thinking about it. Anything else in sports you'd like to guys me take a look at? Of course, and then on the side, I'll be doing Superstar Baseball. Multiplayer demos and playthroughs will continue. And again, hit that bell down there if you want to be notified about anytime I put out something, so you don't miss the videos when it goes out. All right, a little bit to talk about. We're going to have a short show today, it looks like. I'm going to appreciate Jeff for coming by. Somebody else is watching out there too. So don't forget to put remarks on there and hit the like buttons, and so all the good stuff that they ask you to do. My favorite sports teams, well, the Detroit Tigers, you probably saw it. They got swept by the Dodgers. They opened up the regular season, lost all 3 to the Dodgers. They had chances, but they didn't come through when they needed to. I think at one point in time in the first 2 games, they were 0 for 15 with runners in scoring position. You can't win when you're doing that. So they did have chances, just couldn't come through. Young guys, all right. I'm still a Tiger fan. I'll be watching them a lot. I've been watching a lot of baseball this weekend because I was very fortunate. I got a email from DirecTV, and they gave me the MLB package this year free. As a thank you for being a longtime customer. Okay, let's see what Jeff's got going here. I'll put this up on the screen so everybody can see it. So a lot of times when I go back out, I can't see the stuff in the comments after I go. Finished the 08 replay baseball project. Wow, played last month with 6 teams in both leagues that were in the pennant races. Cubs and Tigers held off the others, with the Cubs sweeping the Detroit. Well, that'll make some of those Chicago fans that I have friends of happy. But interesting. I don't go that far back. I've got seasons in different games that go back into the 30s, the 20s, and that, but I just don't normally play them. But the only time I play old players is when I'm playing like the Hall of Fame sets, or with the Superstar Baseball. We got guys that go all the way back and everything because it's an all-star sets. But as a season, I've never played a old time season. That's real old time too. Well, congratulations, Jeff, on getting through that project. It's always cool when we complete a project. I feel good about it, especially when I get something done that I haven't got done in a long time. So let's see, what else am I talking about? Oh yeah, the Tigers, they swept that. Like I said, they had their chances. Uh, there were a few bright spots in the games, but not many. I think the biggest bright spot was Spencer Torkelson. He was the number one draft choice a few years ago. And 2 years ago, he hit 31 home runs and hit 95 RBIs or something like that. Then last year, he had a horrid season. And the whole offseason, the talk was that he was going to be traded or wasn't going to make the team. Well, he had a really, really good spring, and he made the team. And in the first 3 games, he won 4 for 9 with a home run, a double, and he walked 5 times. Did quite well. Happy for the young man. Happy for him. Okay, so now the Tigers are moving on to Seattle. They'll be starting a series there. Ty Cobb, I don't know. I'm not familiar with that. The rookie, I could probably look it up for you. But I got a lot of things on the other screen. I might knock them all off. Yeah, Ty Cobb was quite the guy. He used to sharpen his spikes and everything, and other players would see him doing it, and he'd come flying in there, spikes high. I know. I saw that in the news last night. I ran across that about Devers, and that is really, really crazy. Struck out 10 times. That is nuts for him. He's such a good player. I wonder how this thing with Alex Bergman has affected him. At first he said he wasn't going to give up his third base position, and then he conceded to it, and then he gave it up, and but now he's not hitting. So I don't know if that is having any effect on him mentally or not. He's still a young man. The Buffalo Bills, it's still too early for me to talk about them. Want to keep up some news on them, check out Nickel City Mafia. My son has that channel, and they do a lot of really good Buffalo Bills stuff. And Bills food, too, if you like Buffalo Bills, or Buffalo food, not Buffalo Bills food. And then let's see, Boston Celtics, 55-19. Really, really good season. They're still in second place. They're 4 games behind Cleveland. That's okay. And they have really been looking good in the last 20 games, looking like the champions. They're 9-1 in their last 10 right now. And it's going to be interesting. They have clinched the spot. There's 8 games left in the season. Then we'll be getting down to the nitty-gritty of it all. So if you guys anybody's an NBA fan, put it down there in the remarks. Let me know what teams you follow. Then the Buffalo Sabres. What can I say about the Buffalo Sabres except that they're not going to make the playoffs again? The longest run in the history of the NHL of not being in the playoffs. 73 games in. They won today, 31. There were 31 wins, 6 losses, and 4 losses in overtime. Yeah, I stopped. I dropped my HBO subscription. I'll try to check and see if I can find it on anything else. I dropped that about a couple of years ago when I was cutting back on some of my costs. Well, anyway, they did win today against Washington, and now they're winning every other game now. And all of that, they're the 4th worst team in the NHL, and all this winning is going to do is cost them draft spots. I don't want them to lose on purpose because they're still playing hard, but they're going to go right now. They would get a chance at the draft lottery, but they can get the 4th pick. But Alexander Ovechkin scored 2 goals against the Sabres today. Now he's only 4 from tying Wayne Gretzky's all-time greatest goal scoring, and he can also do it within the same amount of games that Gretzky did it, and that's pretty cool. So he's playing hard. Wishing him luck. I always like to see the big, long-time records like that. Nobody ever thought Gretzky was going to get broke. Okay, that's my favorite. My favorite teams. Oh, but I've been doing okay. I did get my got the message from Las Vegas for the APA baseball championship tournament this year in July. I'll be going up there again. I think sixth or seventh year. It's a lot of fun up there. And this year, I'm taking the 1961 Detroit Tigers up there with me. They're the same ones also that I've been playing that replay on, so I'm very familiar with the cards and the players on that. So it's going to be interesting to see. But then, you get up there, it's all dice rolls. So you can win them and you can lose them. I've brought 2 trophies home, but second place trophies. Never brought home a first place. And then, and as far as my music and everything, April's a big month for music, for vinyl records. It's April 12th is called Record Store Day. And the record stores around the country are just jammed, lined up in people. I went out 2 years ago. I might go out this week, or this year. It's July or April 12th. Just got to stand in line. They have lists, of all the new releases and everything coming in for that day. So I might check it out. If not, I'll order some of the stuff online if I can find it. Well, getting down here to the end, health-wise, I've been doing all right. Guys have I've been fighting through my right hip issue again, but I've been able to get some walks in lately, and that's helping a little bit. So I'm hoping I'm on the right track for that. Haven't got one in for a couple of days now, so that's not good. But I'll try to get one in tomorrow. That's about it for me. Jeff, anything else that you'd like to talk about while you're out there today? You're my only thing. That's why I'm worried about this time on Saturday or Sundays anymore, is because our participation in this and our participation in the talking about session, the number of people is getting very, very low. So I'll give you another minute or two if you want to bring up something to talk about. I'll be more than happy to talk about with you. Okay, Jeff, do you have any more other baseball projects that you're working on or that you are thinking about? Yeah, I don't even know if I have, not being a big college basketball fan. I'm not even sure when they're on. To tell you the truth, I don't know if they're on right now or not. So. I don't know why. I love watching college football, and college basketball has just never got to me. I'm a much bigger NBA fan, but college basketball never got into following it. I couldn't even tell you who's in the tournament right now. Well, anyway, if I do change the times other than what I just published up there, I will send out a notice. 76, 77. Oh, right, 42 games in, you're making good success. Is that with APA cards and dice, or is that with the APA Go on your computer or phone? I don't have APA Go. My one friend that I play Superstar with, AJ, he has APA Go. He kind of likes it. He goes up to the Vegas tournaments with me too for APA. Have you ever played in an APA baseball tournament, Jeff? Okay, cards and dice. Cool. You're also a Bruins fan. That's good. You know what really shocked me? I was very surprised at the trade deadline when they traded Brad Marchand. He'd been with them forever. I don't know if where you are, if there are any tournaments that come up during the year that are close to you, but if you have the opportunity to go to one, go to it. I'm not a in deep APA player. I like APA and I do it here, But about 8 years ago, 9 years ago, I decided I was going to try it. And I was kind of nervous because I figured, oh, these guys, I'm going to go there. These guys now have the books memorized and all of this stuff. And, and I'm going to slow them down. When I got down there, the first one I went to was the Southern California one in Westminster. And I found out that the guys are so nice. And they did not care that I had to look up all of the things. They were very encouraging. And I found them every tournament I've been in, especially up in Vegas, same way. Nice people, lots of fun. So if you're apprehensive about meeting the skilled EPA players, don't be. If you have the opportunity, check one out. I think you'll have a lot of fun. Okay, yeah. I play a lot solo myself too. Except for that Superstar Baseball where a couple of people locally come over here, and then we have one person in Temecula, California, one person in Tennessee, and the guy in Tennessee he stayed pretty active. We use Discord and our cameras. Well, and he plays just about every week. This is his first full season with us. So other than that, solo for me too. That's why, especially after COVID started, and COVID's still around there. I was going down to meet my son yesterday, and so I got a notice on my phone that, and I was going to go out in the public. Notice on the phone that a big COVID outbreak on one of the cruise ships. So it's still around. Plus, it's still flu season. Flu season almost took me out 5 years ago. Oh, going to get going on the 10-game challenge with the War Room. I've looked at that challenge, and I've thought about it, but I'm not sure that I have the time, even in a year, to do 10 games. No, Magnificent Style is not ready to get on the table. I've played it before, but I'm going to make a note of it now. And because you requested it, I am going to get it on the table this month. That's a fun game. Yeah, that's a fun one. I think that's one of the ones that I thought was out of print right now, but I can't remember. I'm looking through all of the data to build them the projects. Yeah, it is fun. You have it, Jeff? Yeah, it is out of print. That's what I thought when I was making the projects. I don't know if that was project 3 or project 3 didn't sound, because the next project, part number 3, is going to be all Civil War games too. Like the last one was, like project 2 was. Project 3 of Civil War games. Then after I get out of project 3, I probably got at least 2 more parts to do, and they'll be like post Civil War, World War I, World War II, Vietnam, and stuff like that. Oh, you own that. That's cool. But I think because you mentioned it, I still put it on the list, and I'll break it out and get it up on the table, play a couple times, and do a video. Sorted the blue and gray from Decision Games. I saw the advertisement for that, but I kind of passed because I'm trying to restrain myself from that. Like, right, let's see what I got. I'm going to bring up I got it right over here. I'm trying to get my games on order down some, because right now I got, looks like 12 games on order, and most of them are war games, except for one, and one's a miniature game. So, and most of them are either on Kickstarters or the P500 with GMT. One that's close that I got a notice on the other day, and she did a video on it, is the Rock of Chickamauga from Flying Pigs Games. That's a real big. It's got a board that's like 15 square feet, and it's two boards. And but they actually did another thing, because there's a battle on the flip side of one. On one of the boards is a central board this year. It's pretty cool, and I guess that the printing is in progress and everything. I have a hard time from stopping and hitting the buy button too, Jeff. That's why I had to slow it down, because in the war games, I got a House Divided, the updated one. I have a House Divided I do own, and it was from Mayfair Games. But GMT is doing an upgrade to that, so I did that. I ordered that upgrade, and then I got Guadalcanal, a Valiant Defense Series game that's on order with DVG. I got North Africa 40 from GMT and the P500. Rebel Fury, the Army of Potomac on GMT's P500. And I got Robert E. Lee on DVGs. And like I said, Flying Pigs, I got Rock of Chickamauga. Then I got South Mountain 1862 from Worthington. So I've been slowing down. Hi, Phoenix. Glad you could stop by. I just got done with tonight's 85 World Series game, so now catching my breath. Yeah, well, catch back. We right now we kind of finished the report pretty much. I guess one of the main big things I was talking about, asking some input on. So I'm thinking of moving the time on Sundays back to like 3 or 2 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, because 4 o'clock this time frame, this period seems to be getting a little bit crowded here with our other content creators that I like to watch them too. And so I want to get some input from you as far as what you think about moving my 4 o'clock time up. So what happened in your game today? Oh, it's saying to Phoenix. There's Jeff asking how you doing, Phoenix. Yeah, I got too many games that I got board games and war games, and most of my sports games they're all been played. There are too many of them too, but the war games and the board games, I got way too many on my shelves of shame for them. Let's just say Detroit looks lost in this World Series for my replay. Well, they can't be looking anywhere lost than he did in real life this weekend with the Dodgers. It's a heck of a way to have to start the season off against the defending champions. I'm going to say I'm bringing up my other list to see what I call my dream list. Yeah, I want to get the Shiloh game from Revolution Games, because that completes. I have every other one of the Blind Sword ones from them except for that one, and I've just been putting it off. I just could probably just pull a plug on it this week. Oh wow, that is crazy. That is crazy. That's real, like real life. They had the real life this weekend. They had their chances against the Dodgers. At one point in the second game, between the first and second game, they were like 0-15 or 0-16 with runners in scoring position. The Tigers they were getting guys on, they just couldn't score. Sounds like you're mimicking them there with the way your thing's going. There's a response for you there, Jeff. Wow. Another project. As I said before you come on, and Jeff had just finished up one of his projects. Still talking about, to me anyway, I feel really good when I get a project finished, or I have a project in development and I get it started, or one that's I've had out in the shelves for a long time and bring it back. I always feel a little bit good about that. I've been looking at a game lately. I haven't pulled the trigger on it, but I got it on my war game list to think about, and it's called The Confederate Rebellion by White Dog Games. Do either one of you know anything about that one? My sports game list is too long, but most of them are just additions. I do have a couple of new games on my sports list that I have listed for future reference to buy. Okay, yeah, I haven't heard anything about it. It looks interesting, but I just put it on the list. I want to do some more research on it. My sports, on my list. I got hoops basketball, but I just brought SSG in this year, so I probably won't go hoops basketball. Then I kind of like field day baseball. Kurt Berglund's been doing some play on that one, and I liked it. I put it on my list quite a long time before when it first came out, before Kurt started showing it. But the only thing that I got is it seems to me that it's a lot like fall classic baseball, which I already have, and I already have a big project going in that one. But that's on my list. Payoff pitch, the legends and busts set I got on my list, but I don't think I'm going to go there because I have too many into the series with Hall of Famers or stuff like that. Yeah, you're right about slowing down to buy them, but I haven't bought anything off of the sports list except for SSG basketball this year, which turned out to be a pretty decent game. You know, it's like the grandfather to bank shot basketball, but I like both of them. They're just enough difference in the mechanics to keep me interested in both. Trying to look and see if there was anything else that's new up there. I keep looking at I get the Stone Mountain Press newsletters, and I keep looking at Stone Cold Hockey, but it just hasn't pushed it up the interest hasn't pushed it up the list anymore or any further. On Deck Baseball, I would like to get some of that. The only thing that keeps me from getting that is it's pretty costly, and I don't think I would play it enough to offset the cost. I am considering getting the 1957 baseball set for Replay Baseball. And it's probably going to be some time I get some what do you call it, boxing back on the table. I'm a big I do like Replay Basketball. That's good, like top. Let's see. I would think that if I had to rank them right now, that's my favorite basketball game. I like bank shot basketball a lot, but it's newer to me than that one, so it hasn't gained the notoriety with me. And I do like the Phil Graham's version of Status Pro basketball. I like most of my basketball games. 4th Street basketball, that's a good game. I like it. Just takes a little bit longer for some reason than the other ones to play, but it's got nice mechanics and so forth in it. I got a couple different things going with me with the replay basketball as far as the seasons go. Yeah, it does take time to play. Just basketball and football are like I'm lucky that I have a great amount of table space in different places of the rooms in the house to be able to leave them up. Because in hockey, kind of like the same way too, as I'll play a period and then I'll leave it up and go do something else, and maybe the next day I'll come back. So it could take me 3 days to play a whole game, and then I record. If it's baseball, I'll record the whole game. But if it's the other ones, I always can for hockey the 3rd period, basketball the 4th period, football the 4th period, because the videos would be immensely long. The other war game that I've been interested in for a while, but I just haven't pulled the trigger. It's from Revolution Games too. It's called the Deadly Woods. That's the Battle of the Bulge. And I believe it's a Ted Racer game, and I like Ted Racer games because Ted Racer games are chip pull systems, and so that makes it very nice or more enjoyable for friendly play. I don't have anything really pushing me in just my normal board games because I got enough of them to keep me going for a while. Yeah. Yeah, I've heard that the Deadly Woods is a good one too. The only thing that's been I forget that I like it. I think, oh, do I need another Battle of the Bulge game? Because I do have one that I really like from GMT, Ardennes 44. I really like it, but that's a pretty big game. That one takes a long time to play, and it's not so soloable. But I have played it soloable, and I have played it with another player too. But if you play the entire game, you got to leave it up, and your players got to come back for several days to play them. Okay, guys, in case unless you have something else you want to bring up or ask a question or subject that you want to bring up, we'll wait about another minute or so, and then we'll call it a wrap for this one. We're going to be coming up on 45 minutes. I appreciate both of you for stopping by. The participation on the live shows has been getting low, 1 or 2 people every time, and we used to get we were getting up to 8, 9, 10 people, and so I don't know. That's why I'm thinking about moving it to 3 o'clock. So that people can watch watch the other ones that are out that are running right now. They're coming up on running. Let me know what you think. Are you watching it later? Give me some comments down there. Okay, Jeff Edwards and Phoenix Knight, thank you very much for stopping in and chatting with me for a little while today and listening to my nonsense. I will see you next time. We'll watch for talking about number 15. Like I said, if I change the times, I'll put out a post. Take care of yourselves out there. Be kind to each other. Stay safe.